So let us start with the physical properties of alkyl halide. Physical properties, in first physical property is state of alkyl halide. So lower members are in gaseous state. Lower members are gases. Then middle members are liquids. And higher members are solid. Higher members are solid in state. Then the next we'll go for second physical property is your color. Color of haloalkanes or alkyl halides. So these alkyl halides are colorless compounds. These are colorless compounds. Only bromide and iodide, these two, they can show color in light. So second property is color. Color of alkyl halide. These are colorless, but only some bromide and iodide they can show color in light. Then the next is smell or odor. Odor. So the haloalkanes are odorless. They don't have characteristic smell here. Only the volatile compounds can show, or they have the sweet smell. Rest of all, they are odorless or smellless compound. Then next property is physical constants. That is, we can say melting point and boiling point. So melting and boiling point of haloalkane depends upon the molecular attraction. That means van der Waals forces between the molecule. It depends upon the molecular attraction, and with increasing molecular attraction, the melting and boiling point goes on increases. So what about the molecular attraction? With increase in size, the molecular attraction or van der Waals forces goes on increases, and that's why melting and boiling point increases with increase in molecular mass. So I'll write here increases with increase in molecular mass. Why? Because molecular attraction increases or molecular forces increases. Means what? With increase in molecular mass, size goes on increases, size of halogen goes on increases, and so the van der Waals forces increases here. As I'll write here, van der Waals forces increases. That means higher alkyl halides having greater melting and boiling point. With increasing molecular mass, the melting and boiling point of haloacid, with increasing with increasing molecular mass of alkyl halide, melting and boiling point goes on increases as van der Waals forces increases with increase in size. Then these are having, I'll write here, haloacids haloalkanes having higher melting and boiling point than parent compound, parent alkane you can say. Why? Because because if you consider CH4, it is a methane. If you consider CH3Cl, one hydrogen is replaced by chlorine here and there is a formation of halo acid. So if you consider molecular mass of CH4 and CH3, then the molecular mass of CH3 is more due to the halogen or due to the halide group, and hence with increase in molecular mass your melting and boiling point goes on increases. Also the van der Waals forces increases and hence it requires more energy to break the bond between two molecules here. We are talking about intermolecular forces, not interatomic forces. So intermolecular attraction goes on increases and so it requires more energy to break bond between two molecules. And hence melting and boiling point goes on increases. What about isomers? With increase in, one more thing is here, question maybe for MCQ, with increase in branching, this melting and boiling point decreases. Why? Because the surface area goes on decreases. We'll take one example there so that it is easy to understand. CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl. Normal butyl chloride. We'll take one more example. CH3, C, CH3, CH2Cl. Secondary butyl chloride, or we'll take here one more example, CH3, C, CH3 twice, Cl. Tertiary butyl chloride. If you consider the surface area of all these compounds, these are the isomers of each other. Molecular formula is same, only structure is different one. So if you consider the surface area of normal compound, then iso compound, and here it is a new compound. So with increasing branching, what happens here? The molecule, all the carbon atoms are in a straight chain. Here there is a single carbon branch on second carbon atom. Here two single carbon branches on second carbon atom. So branching goes on increases, and with increasing branching the surface area decreases, and so van der Waals forces are also decreases, and hence melting and boiling point goes on decreases with increase in branching here in case of isomers. So this is about the melting and boiling point of alkyl halide. Then next is what? Solubility. Fifth point we can write here, solubility. So these alkyl halides are insoluble in water. Alkyl halides insoluble in what? In water. But these are soluble in organic solvent like benzene or CCl4. Why this is? This is because they cannot form the hydrogen bonding with the water molecule. If you consider water, then in case of water there is a hydrogen bonding in between two molecules of water. H, O, H, this is a water molecule. If you consider one more water molecule, then this oxygen atom of one water molecule is bonded with hydrogen atom of another water molecule. And this bond is called as a hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond here. And these compounds are soluble in water, which can form hydrogen bond with the water molecule. In case of alkyl halide, Rx is the formula of alkyl halide. So it is, the bond is a very strong bond. So these Rx or alkyl halide, they cannot break the bond here, and they cannot form the bond with the oxygen and hydrogen, and so these are insoluble in water, but these are soluble in non-polar solvent. Actually this Rx is a polar solvent. Polar compound. Water is also the polar solvent. So it should be soluble in water, but this is an exceptional case that it cannot form the hydrogen bonding with the water molecule, and so it is insoluble in water. So this is one of the physical property of Rx, alkyl halide. What about aryl halides? In case of aryl halides, all the properties are same as that of alkyl halides. Only in case of melting and boiling point, in case of dihaloisomers, the properties are slightly different. We can see that. So I'll write here only. In case of haloalkane, rest of all properties are same. Only we'll see in case of aryl halides. So in case of dihaloalkane, if you consider this is ortho-dichlorobenzene, we'll take one more, 1 and 3 position, meta-dichlorobenzene, and one more is there, which is 1 and 4th position, Cl, here Cl, para-dichlorobenzene. So if you consider boiling point, then boiling point of all these isomers are nearly same, approximately same. There is no difference in between the isomers of dihaloalkanes there. I'm talking about aryl halides, dihalobenzene or dihaloarenes here. So here in case of dihalo compound, in case of aryl halide, there is no difference, much difference. The boiling point is nearly same. But if you consider melting point, in case of melting point of para compound is larger than ortho, which is larger than meta. And what is the reason for that? Because this para compound is a symmetrical compound. And as it is a symmetrical compound, it can easily packed closely in the crystal lattice. And so the energy of crystal lattice goes on increases here. As it is a symmetrical compound, it can easily packed in crystal lattice, and so the energy of crystal lattice goes on increases, and to overcome this energy, more energy is required, and so the melting point of para compound in case of dihaloarenes or dihalobenzenes, in case of para compound, your melting point is larger than ortho, which is larger than meta. In case of boiling point is nearly same. This is ortho, meta, and this is a para compound. Once again I am reminding, 1 and 2 position is ortho, 1 and 3 is a meta, 1 and 4 is a para compound. Out of these 3, para compound is a symmetrical compound, and as symmetrical compounds are easily packed closely in the crystal lattice. They are close, their molecular attraction is more, force of attraction is more in between two molecules. These are firmly bounded with each other, and so it requires more energy to separate these two molecules, and hence the melting point of para compound is larger than than ortho, which is larger than meta compound. So these are the physical properties. Here question may be like MCQ's question on physical properties of aryl and alkyl halide. Only the difference, all the physical properties of alkyl halide and aryl halide are same. Only the difference in between melting and boiling point. I told you, in case of para compound, melting point is larger than ortho, which is larger than meta compound in case of dihalobenzene. Then next one is nature of CX bond. We'll see first nature of CX bond and then we'll go for, I'll write here only, we'll go for then chemical properties. So first we will see nature of CX bond in alkyl halide. In alkyl halide. So what is the nature of CX bond? If you consider CX bond, then with increase in size or with increase in molecular mass of halogens, the size of atom goes on increases down the group in the periodic table. And so the size, if you consider fluorine is the first member, then chlorine, then bromine, iodine. So with increasing molecular mass, the size goes on increases, and as size goes on increases, the dipole moment also increases there. As size goes on increases, actually the length between CX bond length also goes on increases. So the bond length of CF, then CCl, then CBr and Ci. So with increasing molecular mass, the size of the atom or size of the halogen goes on increases, and so bond length goes on increases. What about the dipole moment? Dipole moment, if you consider dipole moment, then dipole moment is what? It is a distance and charge. It is a product of distance and charge. So out of, if you consider electronegativity, then out of all these halogens, fluorine is more electronegative, and so dipole moment should be what? Dipole moment of CF bond is larger than CCl bond, which is larger than CBr bond, which is larger than Ci bond. If you consider the dipole moment, then if it depends upon the electronegativity or charge and distance, then in that case this should be the order of dipole moment. But actual order of dipole moment is a different. This is not correct one. Question maybe for MCQ. Dipole moment of CCl bond is greater than CF bond, which is greater than CBr bond, which is greater than Ci bond. Why? Because in this case it depends upon the charge. Fluorine is more electronegative than chlorine, but the bond length of fluorine and carbon is shorter as compared to carbon and chlorine. So bond length between CF bond is a shorter bond than CCl bond, and hence the dipole moment of CCl is large or greater than CF bond, which is greater than CBr and Ci. So this is the exceptional case here. Question maybe for MCQ, order of dipole moment, as it is a product. Dipole moment is nothing but it is a product of distance and charge here. But fluorine is more electronegative, but the bond length is shorter, and as a result the distance is very small as compared to CCl bond, and so the dipole moment of CCl is larger, greater than CF bond. So this is about the nature of CX bond. With increase in molecular mass, the size of atom goes on increases, and so the bond length increases. As bond length increases, the strength of bond becomes weaker here. Strength of bond decreases here, and so the dipole moment also, in case of with increase in molecular mass, charge size goes on increases, and so the dipole moment also increases there, but the bond strength goes on decreases. Then what about CX bond? As you know, the X, that is halogen atoms, are highly electronegative than carbon atom, so the bond is a covalent as well as a polar bond it is. The bond is a polar bond. It has ionic character also. The bond is a polar bond. Also, with increase in molecular mass, the bond length goes on increases, and so with increase in molecular mass, the bond length increases, and so strength of the bond decreases here. That means what? CCl bond, CF bond is much stronger than CCl bond, which is much stronger than CBr, and which is stronger than Ci bond here. Dipole, if you consider dipole moment, then the dipole moment of CCl is greater than CF, which is greater than CBr, which is greater than Ci bond. So this is about the physical properties. Here question may be, I told you in the beginning only, question may be for MCQ here, 1 mark or very short answer question on physical properties. State, lower members are gaseous, middle members are liquids, and higher members are solid. Then if you consider color, then all the compounds, alkanes are colorless compound except bromide and iodide. These are also color, but they show color in light. Then these are smellless or odorless compound. The next property is melting and boiling point. This melting and boiling point goes on increases with increase in molecular mass. Why? Because with increase in molecular mass, the van der Waals forces increases as size goes on increases, and so the molecular attraction increases here. With increase in branching, what happens? The surface area goes on decreases. So in case of isomers, with increase in branching, the melting and boiling point goes on decreases here. The same thing is in case of aryl halide also, but in case of dihalobenzene, in case of ortho, meta and para compound, the melting point, the boiling point is almost same, but the melting point of para compound is larger or greater than ortho and meta compound. This is because of symmetry of the para compounds. Para compounds are symmetrical, so they can easily packed closely in the crystal lattice, and so the energy of crystal lattice goes on increases, and so to overcome this energy, it requires more energy, and hence melting point of para compound is larger or greater than ortho and meta compound. If you consider nature of CX bond, then CX bond is a polar bond, as X is highly electronegative than carbon atom. So CX is polar, it has a covalent and ionic character also. Then if you consider dipole, then the dipole moment of CCl is greater than CF, which is greater than CBr, which is greater or larger than Ci bond, and this is because the CF bond is shorter than CCl bond. As though it is, fluorine is highly electronegative than chlorine, but as bond length is shorter, dipole moment of CF bond is lower or smaller than CCl bond. So this is about the nature of CX bond and some physical properties we have seen. Next we'll go for chemical properties. We'll see now chemical properties of alkyl halide, and in that we'll go for nucleophilic substitution reaction. In nucleophilic, that means loving, having more attraction towards what? Towards nucleus. In nucleus, positive charged protons and neutrons are there, neutral neutrons. So these nucleophilic substance having attraction towards positive charges, that means these nucleophiles are negatively charged species. These are electron rich species and attacks on electron deficient center. So obviously electrophile, if you consider electrophile, so electrophiles, these are the electron loving centers, that means these are positively charged centers having attraction towards negative charge, that means obviously these are electrophiles are having positive charge while nucleophiles are having negative charge. Nucleophilic substitution reaction, that means in this reaction one nucleophile is substituted, is replaced by other nucleophile, and we are discussing here the chemical properties or reactions of Rx. So if you consider Rx, then X is a nucleophile because it is more electronegative. After breaking X bond, it takes both the electrons and acquire negative charge here, and hence here X is every time in nucleophilic substitution reactions of Rx alkyl halide, X is replaced or substituted by other nucleophile, so that there is a formation of desired product here. So this nucleophile can attack on R plus. This is an electrophile, electron deficient center, because there is a formation of X minus after breaking Rx bond, and you will get your product R and U plus X minus. So these are the nucleophilic substitution reaction in which one nucleophile is substituted by other nucleophile. We'll see first reaction is with NaOH or with KOH. So when Rx, I'll write here first, reaction with NaOH or KOH. So when Rx is treated with Rx, that is alkyl halide, when it is heated with NaOH or KOH, here it is very necessary to mention here medium, where it is whether it is aqueous or alcoholic medium, because with aqueous medium you will get nucleophilic substitution reaction, in alcoholic medium you will get their elimination reaction. So this alkyl halide with aqueous NaOH or aqueous KOH, on heating, X is replaced by this OH. That means one nucleophile is replaced by another, and here there is a formation of ROH, and side product Na and X comes together to form NaX, sodium halide. This is your alcohol. This is alkyl halide. Alkyl halide, and this is a general equation. Alkyl halide, you can take any alkyl halide like CH3Cl, C2H5Br, etc. So accordingly you will get your product. If CH3Cl is taken, then your product will be methanol. If C2H5Br is taken, your product will be ethanol, and so on. So accordingly you will get product. I have taken here general equation. So when alkyl halide is heated with aqueous NaOH, sodium hydroxide, or aqueous KOH, aqueous potash, then in that case you will get their corresponding alcohol and sodium halide. Then the next substitution reaction is with sodium alkoxide with NaOR, sodium alkoxide. So when alkyl halide Rx is heated with NaOR, Na plus OR minus, then in this case on heating, again this X is replaced by OR group, alkoxy group, and you will get there ROR. Side product is same here as that of first reaction, NaX. So this is you are well familiar with all the functional groups. So this COC linkage is an etheral linkage, and so this is your ether. Name of this compound is sodium alkoxide. Sodium alkoxide. This is alkyl halide. Then the next reaction is with next reaction is with RCOOH. Ag. Name of this compound is a silver carboxylate. Here hydrogen atom of carboxylic acid is replaced by silver, and you will get there silver carboxylate. We'll see the reaction with Rx first. Rx, when it is treated with R, COOAG, here plus and minus sign. So this also on heating you will get here this X is replaced by the whole group, and there is a formation of what? R, then COOR, plus side product is AgX. This is your ester. R, COOR group is esteryl group. So this is a ester, and name of this compound is a silver carboxylate. So all these reactions are nucleophilic substitution reaction. Next reaction will go for alcoholic NH3. So next reaction is with alcoholic ammonia NH3. So when this alkyl halide Rx is heated with excess of alcoholic ammonia, this is excess. So here you will get again, here there is a formation of H plus and NH2 minus, so you will get R, NH2 and HX, halo acid, and name of this compound is amine. Which amine now? R, NH2, so this is a primary amine. Primary amine. Then the next one is reaction with KCN with alcoholic potassium cyanide. So when your alkyl halide is treated with alcoholic potassium cyanide, KCN, alcoholic, then on heating just X is replaced by Cn and you will get there resulting corresponding alkyl cyanide, and Kx is a side product. So this is your alkyl cyanide. Now next substitution reaction is with AgCN, with AgCN, alcoholic AgCN. Now you see the reaction carefully. When this Rx, that is alkyl halide, is heated with AgCN, alcoholic AgCN, then in that case instead of cyanide you will get there isocyanide, and the reaction is RNC plus AgX. So what is the reason for this reaction? That here with alcoholic potassium cyanide you are getting there corresponding alkyl cyanide, but with AgCN you are getting here isocyanide. Isocyanide. So if you consider the reaction mechanism, then in case of Rx, when it is treated with KCN, then the bond is a polar bond in this case, and you will get here K plus and Cn minus ions. Rx and KCN when heated with each other, then there is a formation of K plus and Cn minus ion, because out of this potassium and cyanide is more, electron pair is more shifted towards the cyanide group, and cyanide takes both the electron. Carbon atom takes both the electrons and acquire negative charge here. So that here there is a formation of what? RCN. The bonding is through carbon atom. And you will get, and CC bond is a more stable than CN bond. But here in this case what happened? In case of AgCN, if you consider AgCN, then the bond is covalent bond here. And carbon atom is not ready, available actually. With AgCN, carbon atom is not ready, or it is not available to break the bond and make new bond with the alkyl group. Here in case what happens, the nitrogen has a pair of electron, and this nitrogen donate a pair of electron to alkyl group. I'll write here mechanism. So in case of this what happens, Rx plus AgCN, the nitrogen has a pair of electron, so the nitrogen atom donate a pair of electron to alkyl group here. So that there is a formation of what? R N, then C is also there here, actually triple bond. It acquires positive charge now as it donate a pair of electron, carbon atom, and also Ag is there. So when it donate a pair of electron to alkyl group, this X or halogen atom takes both the electron of a shared pair and separate and acquire negative charge here, X minus. Now this X minus, it attacks on Ag, so that there is a formation of AgX, and now the carbon atom takes both the electrons and acquire negative charge here. And so here there is a formation of R N. Now these electrons are taken by nitrogen, so N C. This is a coordinate bond, and the bond pointing towards the negatively charged carbon atom here. So this is a mechanism. In this case, AgCN is a covalent bond, so carbon atom is not available to make bond with the alkyl group. So nitrogen atom donate a electron pair. It has a lone pair of electron on it, so it can donate electron pair to alkyl group and form bond with alkyl group there. So there is a formation of isocyanide. And in case of KCN, the bond between potassium and cyanide is your polar bond. So after breaking, carbon takes both the electron and acquire negative charge, so it can attack on electrophile, that means alkyl group, which is an electrophile after breaking CX bond, and you will get their corresponding cyanide. So this is about the reaction with AgCN, alcoholic with alcoholic AgCN, silver cyanide. There is a formation of isocyanide because bonding is through nitrogen atom, and with KCN, as bond is a polar bond, you will get their corresponding alkyl cyanide. Next reaction is with silver nitrite and potassium nitrite. I'll write here only with KNO2, potassium nitrite. So wherever Rx is treated with Rx, when it is treated with K O KNO2, so that this is your plus and minus. So here there is a formation of what? Just X is replaced by NO2 group, and you will get there R O NO plus KX, potassium nitrite. This is your alkyl nitrite. Alkyl nitrite. If the nitrite, this is a potassium nitrite, so you will get there alkyl nitrite. But if the reaction is with AgNO3, silver nitrite, then in that case again the bonding is through nitrogen atom, same as that of AgCN and KCN. We'll take that reaction also with, where should I write now? I'll write the reaction here above. Reaction with AgNO2. So when your Rx is treated with Ag O double bond, then here also in this case you will get X is replaced by R N plus, it donate a pair of electron to X, O minus double bond O, and AgX. So in case of AgNO2, silver nitride, the bonding is through nitrogen atom, while in case of KNO2, potassium nitride, the bonding is through oxygen atom, so that there is a formation of alkyl nitride. Here also there is a formation of nitroalkane, but bonding is through nitrogen atom. Nitrogen donate a pair of electron to alkyl group, and so there is a formation of nitroalkane. And here in case of potassium nitride, the bonding is through oxygen atom, and you will get there alkyl nitride. So these are the nucleophilic substitution reaction. First with aqueous potash or aqueous NaOH, there is a formation of alcohol when alkyl halide is heated with aqueous NaOH or aqueous potash. When alkyl halide is heated with sodium alkoxide, you will get ether there. When your alkyl halide is heated with silver carboxylate, then in that case you will get ester. With alcoholic NH3 or alcoholic ammonia, there is a formation of primary amines. Then when it is treated with potassium cyanide, alcoholic potassium cyanide, then you will get alkyl cyanide, but with AgCN you will get there isocyanide. Then with KNO2 you will get alkyl nitrite here, bonding is through oxygen atom, but wherever the reaction is with AgNO2 you will get there nitroalkane. The bonding with alkyl group is through nitrogen atom. So these are the nucleophilic substitution reaction in which X, that is halide group or halo group, is substituted by another nucleophile, and so the reaction is called as a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Next time we will go for what is mean by SN1 and SN2 substitution reactions there.